Hello everybody, what is up? This is time for another episode of Jesse's Collectible Showcase. This time I'm going to be doing my first review. And I'm going to be doing two different things in once. And here they are. First off, I'm going to be reviewing Hulk Hogan The Ultimate Anthology. I got this at Half Price Books for $7. This is a 3-disc set with matches going from Hulk Hogan's first time against Andre the Giant back in 1980, all the way to his Legend versus Icon match at a SummerSlam against Shawn Michaels. Personally, I think this is a pretty good set. He faces up against Nick Bockwinkel, the Iron Sheik, Big John Studd, Roddy Piper, Paul Orndorff. It has, his famous matches, all of his famous WrestleMania matches, against Andre the Giant and King Kong Bundy, Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Sergeant Slaughter. It even has the Tuesday in Texas match between Hulk Hogan versus The Undertaker, which is the rematch for the WWF Championship after Hogan lost the belt to Undertaker in the 91 Survivor Series. It has stuff from when Hulk Hogan was in the NWO, like from the formation to his championship match against Giant, now known as The Big Show in WCW. It has his championship match against Sting. It has his match against Kurt Hennig in the XWF, which is basically a developmental territory which is now known as NXT for the people who watch wrestling these days. It started out as XWF and then, went to Florida Championship Wrestling, now NXT. This has Hogan versus The Rock when he was came back to the WWF, known as Hollywood Hulk Hogan, in the black and white with the other members of the NWO, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. And instead of, Rock House playing, it had the rare version that they used in the WrestleMania 18 video game. For this release, it has a match from when he won the tag team championships with Edge against Billy Gunn and Chuck Palumbo when they were doing that gay boy band reunion tag team group. And I actually mean, as in gay, not making fun of them, but still playing off of like homosexual stereotypes and stuff. This has the street fight between Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 19. Has his Hall of Fame induction ceremony and his, as I mentioned earlier, the Legend versus Icon match. This is a pretty cool set to watch, especially considering the fact that I got it for cheap, and it's just a real good set altogether. I like watching it. This is probably one that I watch multiple times. This one is another thing I got for $7 at Half Price Books. This is Hulk Hogan's autobiography. It begins with him talking about how he was basically putting a gun to his head, wanting to commit suicide until he got a call from Layla Ali, Muhammad Ali's daughter and co-host from when he hosted the reboot of American Gladiators. And this goes back from the beginning of when he was a kid living in like a 2-room house in Tampa, Florida, what it was like there, what the wrestling scene was like there, as long as, the culture, how people were like back in Tampa, Florida in the 50s to the 70s. It talks about his time in Georgia Championship Wrestling. Here are some of the pictures right here from him as a kid in Little League. His early professional wrestling days, him wrestling against the Iron Sheik right there. And if you watch the second episode of Jesse's Collectible Showcase, it has me unboxing an Iron Sheik figure. Picture of him as the only professional wrestler to grace the cover of Sports Illustrated. This was from back in '85. This one was a picture of him body slamming Andre the Giant, and him talking about the steroid scandal with George Sahorian. I think that's how you pronounce his name. This is a picture from his home life with Linda and his 2 kids, Brooke and Nick Hogan. Another one from his personal life, and one right here talks about him and Brutus the Barber Beefcake back in WrestleMania 9 when he won the championship from Yokozuna. This is him in his return match against The Rock, which is my favorite wrestling match of all time. And this one has him getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. This one is of the Legend versus Icon match. This one right here is the a press photo for Hogan Knows Best, and this one was the car that Nick Hogan crashed and sadly took the life of a family friend of his. I can't remember the guy's name. And it talks about Nick and talks about Hulk Hogan and Jennifer, his new wife. This basically covers everything from when he was a kid up until basically pre-TNA days. All the way to the divorce with Linda, the car accident situation, what his son had to go through, what he and the rest of the family had to go through. A bunch of stuff like that. It also talks about him befriending Bubba the Love Sponge. And we all know what happened with that. If you don't know, he released Bubba the Love Sponge released some tapes that had Hogan say the N-word a few times, and Hogan sued the company that he was working for $150 million, which, damn, I wish I had that kind of fucking money, don't we all? And the DVD set and the book are pretty good. I like watching them and I like reading the book. I might read it again. I usually don't like to read books, more than once within a span of a few months. And I don't really have all my wrestling books here, but right now I'm in the middle of reading The Godfather by Mario Puzo, which I will be doing a review of that once I finish reading it. I hope you guys like the review, and have a nice day.